Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. And you know that was Cassie. Cassie, where the heck are you going? I am not quite finished with my holiday decoration. And I'm going to do some more of it here live. I made a few changes. Well, not that would be obvious to you right now, but this tinsel garland was starting to fall down while I was trying to decorate the last time. And I realized the tape wasn't cutting it. So I found some thumbtacks, and I found that they really do a good job. And matter of fact, they didn't even need to be pounded in, even though I have the hammer here. And everything has been put back except for a few places that you see fell down there, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I was thinking maybe if I think about it while I'm still filming tonight, I can always, Delaware! Hey! I should have done this so much earlier today. I kind of be glad that I'm on, okay? So, and I got somebody else that wants to say hello here. Oh, say hello to my big fuzzy friend, my tabby boy. Oh, he's such a good boy. Yes, he is. Well, he's good enough that he didn't steal my lunch today. Yes, he didn't. As a matter of fact, I had a pretty interesting experience here, Tabby boy. You know how those TV preachers like to talk about tithing, and they say that, well, donate to me and it would be like donating to God. And if you donate to God, meaning me, then I will give you a blessing. Well, I took a handful of cat treats with me when I went out to survey my domain, such as it is. And we're running kind of low on the cat food situation, so I probably should not be generous, right? But I knew there were some kitties in my neighborhood, and I like to have something on me in case a cat shows up. So sure enough, there was a hungry kitty that was running real fast across the street. And so I went to where the cat came from, and through the fence, I put some treats there. And a few minutes later, I found some really, I don't know, I really have a hard time with people who waste food. And I saw 2 boxes that people had thrown out this perfectly good meat that was in the food that I took home for the cats. So by giving up a few cat treats here, I found some perfectly good meat for Cassie and for Tabby Boy. So maybe then they will leave my food alone. It's funny, they have no problem eating our food, and I have never once been tempted by any cat food in my life. The closest thing to that I ever did, I was told when I was a little girl, I helped myself to a milk bone dog biscuit one time. And I can tell you they're very tasteless. I'm sure all pet food probably needs salt. Let's hope I never have to know the truth. So I'm going to put this. This is actually balanced on a cereal box. And I thought that I had brought more things in here. Oh, yeah, I did. In the thumbnail that I don't know if you guys have seen yet, I actually wore these shoes, but because these floors are all warped, and also because it's better to either wear very thin stockings or to wear bare feet in them, and it's kind of chilly. It is so I'm just wearing my regular shoes. Oh, by the way, you want to know how cold it is? It is so cold. We never got any kind of snow or anything. We just got rain. Well, apparently to the north of us, there is a bunch of snow. So some cars that drove in from wherever they came from, they still have snow on their roofs, and they parked out front like 2-3 hours ago, and the snow has not melted. That said, the rain that we did have yesterday, it evaporated enough so that I don't know that there's any ice patches outside. That said, I've only been a half a block either way, so that doesn't mean I really know how things are around here. Uh, One other thing I did want to mention is I was thinking of, since I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a tree this year, but I still wanted to put on display some of my handmade ornaments. So I was thinking of hanging them some places. Now this is not supposed to be like this. They are, some of them, because I did not put them all away properly. You're supposed to put them all in individual tissues so that they don't get tangled up. And unfortunately, some of the straight pins that are used in making these got a little loose and got tangled up with all kinds of things. So I am damaging a lot of these ornaments, and some of them have been in existence for as long as, I think the first handmade ball I made, I was 11 years old. So some of these are pretty damn old. So I'm sorry I haven't taken better care of them. Let's see. Yeah, I see they're all really tangled up. And you know what? Rather than yank some more, I think I'm going to take some scissors and cut just the loose. Even this is missing some things, but you know what? From a distance, you really can't tell. Some of these I actually wrote years on them, but not that many. And you know what? Years are probably not things that we should be showing anyway. Hey, thank you guys for showing in. I know these live streams are not the most organized things, but since I'm still filming from my Chromebook, and by the way, I still have not called Best Buy yet. And of course, the longer I wait to call, the longer it's going to be till I can get an appointment. Unfortunately, they are still not allowing walk-ins. So let's see if you can see this from up here. Yeah, this will at least will give something, you know. I'm still feeling really ambivalent about this whole Christmas season with the COVID and stuff. I'm seeing so many examples of, in my neighborhood. Now, I'm trying to go out of my way to stay as safe as possible, try to stay well past 6 feet away from people. And I'm really being conscientious about this. And I'm more and more finding that people seem to think it's really amusing. I'm getting a lot of negative peer pressure from people around me that just think this is all ridiculous and it's overblown, and they will jump in your face, they will reach out and act like they're trying to touch you. It's really getting tiring. And then when I have to actually raise my voice to these idiots and tell them that they just need to back off, and I mean, it's not even anybody's business. But you think when you tell people that you're a caregiver for somebody who has comorbidities and is older and absolutely cannot get exposed to this, and people seem to think that it's really funny. You know, if I lived totally by myself, or if I lived only with really, really young people that didn't have anything to worry about, it would be maybe a different situation. But since I really have to be careful about my behavior, and I can't bring things home to hurt people that might not survive if they caught it. And now they're saying that because they only, now they're going to probably have a second company's vaccine available that doesn't need as extreme refrigeration. So maybe can be accessed by more people, but still, it's going to be the medical people, or they're going to get this vaccine first, and then it's going to be people who live in assisted living facilities, and then now they're saying there's going to be people like people who work inside correction facilities, and there's going to be people that are involved with food service. There's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to be getting this vaccine even before the general population of old people. So if that's the case, then that means that we're going to have to really be especially conscientious with whatever means we have to protect ourselves. And that said, I am seeing more and more mask wearing, but I'm just not seeing. It's really interesting. Some of the people that I am seeing being conscientious wearing masks are some of the drug dealers. But then there are so many people that are still hugging and high fiving. And now I have not been on the boardwalk. I've gotten a couple of inquiries on Facebook and other places asking me what's going on with different businesses and things. I have not been more than a half a block either direction. I was asked to go on an errand run to go to a store a couple of days ago, and I actually pawned it off on somebody else. I said, somebody else has to start doing some things around here. I'll spare you with the details, but I'm sure a lot of it is the stress of when you're having people that aren't normally always on top of each other all the time. And because of this quarantining and stuff, people are probably getting on each other's nerves more. But also, it just, so many things are going on here. And it's really, if I could just snap my finger and get the hell out of here and go someplace else, I know it sounds really harsh. I shouldn't be saying that when I have family and stuff, but it's getting so old. And we last year we said that we were not going to spend another Christmas here, and here we are. Last year we didn't bother putting up a tree. I honestly think that I am more doing this because I have this YouTube channel, and I have people who not only deserve it, but need some cheer and some happiness with all the craziness that's going on in the world. So if I can show some bright spots that maybe give somebody else a lift, it honestly does distract me from my own issues. But that said, I feel that it's also very important to give a balanced, truthful issue and perspective on things, especially when people want to know certain information, or some people want to know about this city or other cities that I happen to be in. And if a person is trying to decide for themselves whether it's safe or not to go someplace, then I think they are reliant on people's honest opinions and perspectives. And so that's why I try to give the full, unvarnished perspective on things. But that said, there are some times when, if it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't put out the effort that I do for some things. If it wasn't for this channel and knowing that there's people who want to know certain things, and they seem to think that I know a thing or two about some things, but another thing that's really starting to get on my nerves is the games that YouTube is playing with, if not outright censorship, different ways that this platform has to keep creators in line by disincentivizing certain kinds of content that we might want to make. Like if I curse too many times by mistake, YouTube can age restrict a video. If I talk about certain subjects that YouTube thinks are not flattering, or rather not comfortable enough for all ages, for families, for all different kinds of people, then they can, whenever they age restrict things, like when I was talking about pot and stuff, then that means that you can never put ads on your content. And even though they really don't make a lot of money unless you have millions and millions and millions of followers and you're getting more brand deals and things, Still, when YouTube does these age restriction things and you can't have ads placed on your content, even though that can't be into a play until you have more subscribers and things, it still hurts people financially, limits their income streams, and is a way, it's a really soft censorship. YouTube is basically saying if you talk about certain kinds of subjects that most advertisers and families don't feel copacetic about, then we are going to punish you for doing so. And especially now with the economy in the state it's in due to COVID and things, I don't think it's really good to be doing that. And it seems like with a combination of YouTube's AI plus the fact that it allows people to flag content that they find objectionable, and then I guess there's a combination of both the robot, the AI, and some human people that look at things, just like I understand what goes on with Facebook. So there could be people that are getting things flagged and they haven't even done anything wrong. They've just made the wrong enemies. Either way, it's just kind of sucky that that's going on now in the middle of a pandemic when so many of us are having economic hardships. So I really am thinking of possibly starting a Patreon, but I haven't looked into it yet. I've also heard that that company does its own kind of censorship, and I heard that Patreon does not like certain kinds of politics. I'm sorry. Hi, Tabby boy. Oh, that's right. Get up there. You want to get up on there? Tabby boy. Who's that pretty boy? Are you my baby? Oh, so pretty. Let's show them. Meow, meow. What? What? Meow, meow. Tabby boy, come here. Oh, you bastard. What? Are you going to run down the hall? What are you going to do? Oh, let's find where Tabby boy is. Tabby boy. I can't see this viewfinder. Let me see. Tabby boy. I'm holding this computer in such a way that I really can't see what I'm doing. I hope you guys can see the cat. Tabby boy. Come here. Who's my baby? Are you my baby? Hey. Say hello. Look. Look, let's see. Show them how pretty you are. Oh, you're going to go bye-bye? What a bastard. Well, he ran out. He ran in down the hall. I swear, Tabby boy, he knows when I'm getting ready to film, and he will absolutely run away. I wanted to only use certain colors of ornaments for here, but the problem is I don't know where most of the hangers are. And we used to have extra ornament hangers in an old pill bottle, and it used to be hanging around year round. And a few years ago, somebody finally put it away someplace, but it's not in the trunk where the Christmas ornaments usually were. We have a big trunk of Christmas stuff and then boxes of Christmas things in my grow room. So, let's see. If I didn't have the, you know what? The manger scene has all fallen down. So, I'm going to set this. You know what? Maybe. I'm trying not to have this fall down, because if this does, that's totally going to suck. Mm, you know what? Whoops. I am going to just there. So, you know, with these really short nights, short days, and everything, it's totally thrown off some of my sense of timing that I go to bed at what I think is a reasonable hour. And because it's all, sometimes like I find that I fall asleep shortly after dinner, and it'd be like almost like I'm taking a little bit of a nap or something. And then I wake up, and then because it's dark out, because the sun sets so early now, and then I'll see what time it is, and I'm not sure whether it's AM or PM. And especially if it's one of those days when I haven't, like normally I wear makeup every day, but on some days when I absolutely know that I was absolutely not going to be filming, like now that I can only do live streaming because all I have use of is my Chromebook. So there's no way for me to do any batch filming. So there are days when there's times when I know that I absolutely have no plans to film at all. I can't use up space here in my Chromebook since I'm already almost at capacity for my Google Photos. So I can't batch record on this. So if there are days when I know that I don't have to wear makeup, then maybe all I have on my face is skincare. And honestly, there will be a few minutes when I'm kind of disoriented and I don't know whether it's AM or PM. And I go into the kitchen that has a really big clock, because I mean, you know how a computer always has your clock on the lower right hand side. Well, the big clock in the kitchen, when I go in that one, that's when I actually look out the kitchen window and I see, in fact, that it is nighttime or whatever. What is my Christmas wish? Hmm. I don't know that my wishes are any different than anybody else's wishes. To tell you the truth, I mean, don't we all want COVID to be over with? Don't I mean, isn't it really the big things that we care about? I mean, sure, I have some petty little concerns, but in a grand scheme of things, they're really not that important. And some of the issues that is going on in my life is just stupid family drama, and you know. But really, I'd be happy for COVID to be in our rearview mirror so that people can go out and hug their friends again, so people can go out dancing. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, and now speaking of Trump, uh, I got some complaints about this from some of the people I live with, and they were suggesting maybe I could find something else to cover that with. And I said, well, if I do, I'm going to wait until I go on camera. Any further changes in the decorations and things, I might set the things aside, but I'm going to wait to put them up until I can do them live so that it can be of interest to some people besides just us. But I'm tired of this COVID. I'm so sick and tired of not being able, not feeling the need to go try to grab the AC Weekly because I know there's not going to be any nightclub listings. And normally my life is always finding places to dance on the weekends, or somebody's friend's band's playing someplace, or at the Gold Nugget they would have the Flashback Fridays series where you would see these tribute bands play. And of course, the Hard Rock Casino has really great entertainment. And even if you're not watching live bands, you got all these groovy things to look at and stuff. And there's so many opportunities to get dressed up and go find fun things to do. And now with the COVID, nothing is really open. So yeah, I'd be happy for COVID to be in the rearview mirror so that people can live again. You know, I want to be able to go back to Washington, D.C. and see my friends. I want to maybe get on that Lewis ferry and go get some tax-free shopping in Delaware. I want to just, get resume my life. Also, I would really like to get going on some of the goals that I have, but so much of it is I get in my own way with things. Like I have to get find out what other paperwork I need so that I can get to the DMV so that I can get my photo ID again. That really is interfering with some of the things that I need to do with my life. And just but I know that I need to call Geek Squad. The sooner I call them, the sooner I get an appointment, and I could drop off the Lenovo computer and a bunch of other equipment I have, so that I can do more than just these live streams. Plus, hopefully, they can salvage whatever I have stuck in that Lenovo. I have 2 makeup tutorials that I filmed. The whole idea of batch recording things is so that I don't have so much pressure, so that I know that I have things to post. And then I hope that it's going to be what people want. And of course, since I run a variety channel, I realize that whatever I'm posting, maybe half the people will like it. And, so anyway, that was my own damn fault. I'm not here to complain about decisions that I made that I have to live with. I can only just hope that you're entertained by it. And let's see, what else? There are some other things that I wanted to uh, bring up. Oh yeah, what's up with? And I know this is just a theoretical thing. It's usually men who just totally forget about some people's safety. And I'm going somewhere with this. I heard some noise outside, and I saw that it was some people that were going someplace. And anyway, I went out the back exit so that the bad people that hang out across the street, didn't see me coming and going, right? And anyway, I had to take my time waiting to come in because there was a bunch of people that were blocking the front door. And I didn't want to excuse them to go past them because then they would see where I was going. And I didn't think that they needed to know where I lived. So then some dirtbag goes and calls out to me. Fortunately, he didn't know my name. And he said, she's trying to get in here. She lives here. And I look at him, I say, dude, why would you go and tell people that? If I wanted people to know where I lived, I would go and make a sign saying Leathur Rokk's house or something. I kind of went off on him, and he said, then why do I keep on talking about it? And I said, because I can't believe that you would be so careless. I thought that men were supposed to have an instinct to be protective of women and to have a lick of sense. Well, not the ghetto birds around here. And it just, I don't want, I mean, why would somebody go and tell people where a female lives? In a bad neighborhood with all different kinds of gang members and stuff, it just, Oh, another thing I saw was some more copies of that President Trump letter where he was talking about arranging with the farmers of America to make sure that there are all kinds of food shipments, especially in light of the economic hardships caused by the pandemic and all the work stoppages and everything. And, I wish I could read German. I actually have some German as far as my heritage goes. And I bet if I could get over my fear of flying and actually got to go to Europe, provided I got to see some actual Europeans there. But I would like to see if I did find family in those places. But that said, I've had family here in the United States since the 1600s, so they would be very, 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 very distant relatives. But I know that I would love to spend time in Germany. I still have a tendency to think of it as East Germany and West Germany. Oh, hey, you don't owe me any apologies. I thank you for finding me. I wish that I knew more about and or could afford the cost of having subtitles for different languages, I know that that would help more people. But that said, how could you decide which languages? I mean, I know people who speak a number of languages, and uh, anyway, you would end up having all this tiny, tiny text in all these different languages, and where would it end? But thank you for finding me, and my cats certainly like it. Speaking of, I gotta find a cat. I gotta find a cat. I found a cat. Oh, look who I got. Look who I got. Oh, look who I got. Cassie. Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. She's so pretty. Yes, I got a Cassie girl. She's such a soft kitty. Such a soft kitty. Oh, you're not purring. No, you're not purring for me. Cat is good. Yes, it's my Cassie. You so pretty. You so pretty. Yes. Cassie the garden cat. Oh, so soft. I love my baby. Oh, I love my. Mm, my baby girl. My sweet. And you know, she cannot hear. Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you do very well in school and come and see me again. This is one of the things that I really enjoy about being a YouTuber. I get to talk to people from all over the world, and YouTube always reminds me that every time I look at a globe, all these different countries, and there's so many people that do speak more than one language, so they get to find out about people from all over the world. And YouTube is so cool that it really is this great equalizer that you don't need to be a celebrity, and people can still know who you are, and you can share information for people, and you can teach, and you can learn, and you can make friends. And I just think that's really groovy. All right, let's see where the cats go. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, where are you going? Come on. There's that good girl. There's that good girl. There she is. There she is. There's my Cassie. And Tabby Boy's still down the end of the hall. I have to do something about these damn things. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to get the step stool out. This is making me nervous. Oh, well, let's see. All right. The floors, it's really weird. They warp, they go around. Anyway, I hope this doesn't slide. It would just suck if it did. Ah, damn it. Ah. We usually have artificial trees. And they apparently have a lifespan. And my mother insisted on throwing the last one we had out 2 summers ago. Uh, I guess we're thinking that since we're might be moving before the summer and stuff. I don't know. Uh, Plus, remember, COVID is just cast such a pall on things. No, usually this time, any other year, my brother is always going to activities at his friends' houses and things. I think it's finally they are starting to really be concerned about COVID, and they're just sticking with their own families and stuff. But just apparently, so many things have been going on where people have been getting exposed to COVID and not telling people, and now people are waiting for test results and stuff. And apparently, because some people have been lying about their possible exposure to COVID, now that has caused some changes in plans that some other people made. This does not have anything to do with me personally, but just I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, by the way, did you guys hear about a certain scandal going on at one of the labs in the Atlantic City area, one of the places that takes blood work for all different kinds of things? I'm not sure the name of the company, but apparently they were doing some testing for COVID-19, and they did some false negatives or false positives or something. I don't know, but all of a sudden there's some lawsuits going on, and some regulatory agencies are involved. And so if you heard anything in the news about that, it's a bit of a local scandal. I don't know if it's here in Atlantic City or it might be in Ventnor or Margate or something, but you know, these things will not stay. 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 I have more tape someplace. Here. Oh, I have to go in my room for it. What? It's a good thing I ate before I did the stream. Usually I don't eat before I go on film because I don't like feeling bloated and looking bloated and stuff, but I absolutely had to eat before going on. And and if what I'm wearing is not the most flattering in the world, I have so many layers on. It is ridiculous. I never in my life wore so many layers indoors someplace. We have the furnace on. I've got my hands on my radiator now. My radiator in my room is actually fairly warm. It's on a little bit even in the grow room. But that said, this place is really drafty. I took some plastic bags and stuck it where I felt drafts over near the windows in the grow room. So, and we have to keep the thermostat on, like, I think it's only on 70. We don't have it on very high at all. So, because whenever you increase it, it's just what it does to the bill. It's too much. So, anyway, yeah. Everybody's wearing lots of layers. Even my brother's wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts and everything. And, I don't understand why I can't find the damn tape. So I have it up here. I don't. Oh, here it is. Anyway, I didn't want to spend all night doing that. There's some other things I wanted to do. What the hell with it? That's going to have to be good. Because I found some more cards that I wanted to put up some places. And I'm going to show them off before I put them up. I thought cat cards would be nice. This one. This one. Oh. I'm just going to follow along kind of this theme that I was doing and just tape some cards up along the wall back there. One of the things that I am concerned with as far as trying to pick a date for the Geek Squad thing, I mean, I'm not going to have much of a choice exactly when they can see me, but you always hope that you're not going to have to deal with inclement weather. And since I have this fear of thunder and lightning and having to worry about if I would be expected to go during a time when there would be a thunderstorm, and they're probably going to set me up with an appointment 2 weeks from now or something. So I probably should have made the call already, but because I really hate being confined to not having both computers, having to do all my day job work on this computer. And then, of course, I can't have anything running on it when I'm doing my live streams so that I don't have it inadvertently have sound bleeding off from one thing to another. You know, that happened one time 3 years ago when I was doing a video and I had a day job application running on another tab and I had the sound muted on it, but it unmuted and part of an ad started playing in the background. And nobody seemed to notice it but me, but it was still really embarrassing. Oh, I found out something else about the implosion of Trump Plaza, which is going to be January 29th, and I'm going to do my best to cover it since the 29th of January. Matter of fact, I'm going to look on the, on January 29th actually falls on a Friday. I was just going to say, if it fell on one of my posting days, I would have covered it as a live stream. But that said, I could, in theory, just cover it and show it the next day or something. Now, that said, they are going to be doing a special fundraiser for Boys and Girls Clubs, and they are going to auction off one lucky person. Whoever is able to give a big enough donation is going to actually get on camera pushing the button which sets everything in motion to cause the implosion. It's basically, pushing the thing down, which will destroy the building. And one person is going to be lucky enough to do that. I can tell you, it's not going to be me because I'm not going to be making that donation. Usually the organizations that I donate to tend to be cat rescue organizations. And of course, this year I donated toward our president's reelection efforts. And well, I don't want to say anything more about that because I am still grumbling about that. I think you guys know what I mean. Also, my mother did fine with her stress test that she went on today, I realized something. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't have been allowed in the hospital. They're not allowing people to bring friends and guests and things. So, and also another thing you have to think about when you are riding public transportation. Now, some places, some bus companies allow a caregiver to accompany a medical patient, and they don't have to pay two fares. But they don't do that in on New Jersey Transit buses. So I would have had to pay a fare as well as my mother, and because she is a senior citizens and disabled people get half price fares on New Jersey Transit buses. I don't, so it would have been that issue also. Now, in theory, one of the things I could have done and what I have done before is I could have just walked to the hospital and met her there. But they're not really having visitors with the COVID concerns and everything. Oh, Atlantic Care Hospital is the first hospital in the state of New Jersey to be giving out the vaccine, and they have already started giving shots to healthcare workers here in Atlantic City, by the way. So, and I'm all in support of our healthcare workers getting it. If you're on the front lines and you are uh, putting your health on the line and your family's health on the line to take care of people, why shouldn't you get it first? I have no problem with deserving people doing everything they can to protect themselves. So, and I have some friends in the healthcare field. So, there were times early on in this pandemic when I was going back and forth between how serious this was, and I admit I had my doubts, and I was told about the all the mobile morgue units in so many hospitals in New York City. One of my friends works for Sloan Kettering Memorial Cancer Hospital. So, one of my, we were high school classmates, in fact, and he didn't go into the healthcare field as a lifelong avocation. It was something that kind of happened in his life, and he now has this great career. So, one other thing that's going to be different this year than other years. Usually, when you live with people, some of which work in the casino industry, people who work in the casino industry, they never get holidays off, really. So, normally in my house, Christmas would be done kind of rushed before my mother went to work because she was a cashier at the Trump Taj Hall Casino. So, the last year that she worked there, she actually did have Christmas off, and that was a very unusual and pleasant Christmas morning. That's why they usually have these alternative events so that people in the hospitality industry can still go out. Like they have alternative New Year's Eve celebrations so that they can watch the ball drop on like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. It's really kind of interesting in a way. What they call industry nights here in this city, are totally different than industry nights would be in other places. Like when I think of industry nights, I think of my own industry, the showbiz thing, and I would think about events for actors and models and dancers and things. But here, when they talk about it, they usually talk about waiters and waitresses and cocktail service and fine dining restaurants and things. I wish I could find a club to go to. Now, I heard that there are some clubs that they're actually going on if they have the outdoor space. Like I understand that there's uh, a comedy club here in Atlantic City that how they're able to have indoor seating and everything, but they're doing it. I was listening to one of the local radio shows, and they were interviewing people that were doing some kind of it was a comedy show. Oh, the wrong side. I think I'll have to get one or two more, three more, so that it doesn't look. Um, you're not even getting to see the right thing. Yeah, I need to put a couple more cards back there. Okay. This would be one. All right. I think these will work. So, hey, makeup by Andrea. Hi, how are you? I'm pretty good. Still trying to salvage my Christmas somehow. This weird COVID Christmas. Oh. You know, one of the things that's weird is that I missed all those Black Friday makeup sales. I did not take advantage of a single one. And so now I'm going to have to make my skincare last since I didn't order from The Ordinary. And I'm only going to hope that I got enough between the sale I got last year and all the different skincare that I bought from wish.com. I hope it's gonna last me. I really don't like being without skincare. The only time that I am less consistent with the skincare is when I'm I think I want to check BH. I want to get the Tokyo palette. If I could still get it for half off, and maybe that the Leviton Prince palette. But there's more things that I wanted to get on Wish. Uh, and I found a ring for one of my uncles. I know he doesn't watch my videos, so anyhow, I wouldn't be spoiled and surprised anyway because my mother had to call him up to get his ring size. So, but I should be getting in the mail fairly soon. I'm hoping. I ordered some rings, and I didn't think that I could really wear rings anymore because ever since I got that arthritis diagnosis, some of my hands, some of the fingers have changed shape, and I can't wear rings in the same size that they want. Blueberry muffin palette. That sounds well. I like those kind of colors anyway. But and did you notice that they're starting to offer some scented makeup too? You're totally copying Too Faced. But hey, if they can do similar thing that Too Faced is doing at the more reasonable price point that BH is, you know, because I love Too Faced, but I only order from Too Faced when I catch a sale. You know, I'm so glad I discovered B&H Cosmetics. I'm very happy with them. I have so many of my palettes are from B&H. It's just, and I noticed they keep on changing the materials that they make their palettes from. So I have one of their metal palettes, that Nude Rose Nightfall palette. I got turned on to them like what 3-4 years ago or something. But if I had to count all my makeup palettes, I probably have more from B&H than any other one company. But I notice whenever they come out with a mascara, they never keep it long. Like there's this one that they had, what the hell? But I only got to get it once, and I loved it so much, and they stopped making it. And I don't like taking a chance on new mascara at the price points for mascaras usually. That's why I've been getting most of my mascaras lately from Wish.com. But I really don't like testing on animals. And the thing is that Wish.com, most of the cosmetics are made in Asian countries. And if the country happens to be China, they do test on animals there. And at least one thing, B&H Cosmetics does not do animal testing. So that's one of many things I like about them. And also, they're not afraid to have nice bright colors in some of their palettes. A lot of makeup companies, like half of a given palette will be very neutral shades, and then they'll throw in some bright colors if you're lucky. But it's really disappointing to find that you only like half the colors in a palette, and I'm fine. I'm that way with a lot of companies, like Too Faced especially. Sometimes I think I like things, and then when I get them, it's not as bright as I thought. You know how I discovered Wish.com? I never heard of them until I joined Facebook, and I've only been on Facebook 3 years now. Facebook is some place I swore up and down that I would never go on. I never wanted to go on Facebook in principle, but I got some family pressure and a little bit of peer pressure, and I'm actually kind of glad I did join Facebook, because if I hadn't joined Facebook, Facebook is how I am growing more of my audience as a YouTuber. And if you want to be found by the world, sometimes you have no choice but to go where the world is. And I am very fortunate that since I've been on Facebook, I've actually made some pretty decent friends as a result, especially when some people saw that I was being bullied for my political beliefs by some friends of real life friends. So I was introduced to organizations, groups on Facebook, and there I met some really nice people. But on Facebook is how I discovered Wish.com, and that's also where how I discovered ColourPop cosmetics. I mean, I'd seen ads for ColourPop before, but I never actually learned about them. And but I found ads for Wish.com, and also ads for a company called GearBest. And I did one purchase from GearBest, and then the second purchase from GearBest, they pissed me off because they withheld one of my orders just because one of the things I ordered was out of stock. And when I finally said, "Why are you holding? Don't hold everything back. Give me everything else I ordered and just like issue me a refund or store credit or something." So I've got a bunch of store credit for the one thing that I didn't get. But and usually what I would buy on GearBest would be either tech stuff or makeup or skincare. And the thing with Wish is you do have to pay shipping on everything. The price is really, really low, but you may be paying as much in shipping as the cost of the item. So if say I'm ordering $30 worth items, it might very well be 60 something dollars. So that's the thing. And if you're a person who's normally used to getting free shipping, that's the one thing that sucks about Wish. But that said, I've got a bunch of makeup from Wish that I am very happy with, including, by the way, this liquid lip color that hardly, almost totally does not come off. I really have to work on it to come off on the hand. So this would be um, a very ideal kind of lip color if you have to wear a face mask. So, and since that seems to me that's going to be our reality for longer than maybe we want. So, hey, okay, I'm going to set this someplace where. Well, I think I'm going to tape up a few more cards around the edge of that door so that it doesn't look so one sided. I'll put this cat up there. Oh, and I'll put this cat there. And then I'll put this cat. Yeah, I would be happy if my darling cats would get along better. They really, they can be a bit of an armful at times. My Cassie girl. Oh, my Cassie girl. My Cassie girl. Let's see. Let's get the Cassie. Let's get the Cassie. Oh, I got Cassie. I got my baby. Oh. You gonna snuggle with me? Can't believe I've had this cat 2 years before realizing that she couldn't hear. Oh, oh, kitty, 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 kitty. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be wearing this dress soon. Can you see Cassie in a pretty dress? You think she's gonna look good in this? Well, either you're gonna wear this dress or Tabby Boy's gonna wear it. We don't have hang-ups about gender issues in this house. If Tabby Boy can wear a dress, hey, if Harry Styles can wear dresses, then Tabby Boy can wear a dress, right? Right? Wouldn't she look pretty in this? Oh, yes. You're so pretty. Oh, no. Oh, 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 no. Isn't she going to be pretty? Isn't she going to be pretty? Oh, oh, meow, 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 meow. Grumpy, 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 grumpy. Okay, go, go. Want to go? Go. Goodbye. Goodbye, cat. Miserable brat. Actually, you know what hat I was going to wear today? I was going to wear this hat, but I picked it off a dirty floor, and I washed it, and I'm drying it, and putting a wet hat on, and you know that once the wet touches the braids, purple will come off on it, and that wouldn't be good. Once again, my lettuce. Let us entertain you. Wish you could see the flowers on it. They have these yellow flowers. If I get some ramen noodles, I can take the little leaves off and put them in the ramen. Oh, you want to see red tomato? So, oh, and let's see if I got any more ripe tomatoes. I don't think this is going to ripen. A bunch of little. You know what? This looks like it's getting rotten. Yeah, I'm waiting all this time for those to ripen, and I should have realized that that's all they're going to be. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my goodness. Some of these are going to have to get an Air Force burial. Okay. All right. So I thought that I would start using this closet since my other closet is getting too heavy by things, and this was originally the coat closet. So look, does it look to be fair? A few of those coats are a couple of those coats I think I'm not going to hold on to this year. The orange one, well, I'm going to be saving for a special fashion show thing that I have coming up. It's probably not going to be till the spring. But after going to be um, giving up some of those things. But that said, I'm well now. There is a. I'm looking across the street at a parked school bus, and I was thinking, I'll probably need a clothes pole the length of one side of the bus for my clothes. I have a feeling, but I'm going to have a separate section for winter coats, so that no matter what part of the country I'm in, because obviously if you're on the East Coast, you're going to need something for the kind of winters we have here. But I really don't downsize away too much of my things. I just don't want to do it. The things that I do, I am willing to part with. I have a bunch of Kiss memorabilia that I want to give to good homes. Most of the stuff that I have, though, are really small things like books and things. I have a copy of Kiss and Makeup, the Gene Simmons autographed, and this. And I just have a bunch of things that I will show in a future video, or else you could actually look in. I have a video showing a bunch of Kiss memorabilia. The smallest stuff would be the stuff that I have most of a sentimental attachment toward, and a lot of the concert shirts and things like, um, well, first of all, so many of the shirts that I have are oversized and don't look good on me anyway, but the things that actually fit, I'd be more inclined to keep. But I really would like to do some downsizing, is really important both for future moving and also for when I finally do get the used bus and make a home on wheels slash YouTube studio. I'm not going to be able to fit everything in it. One of the things that I do want to give a new home to is this railroad crossing sign. Now you can see how big it is compared to myself. If you see me stand here, you see how big it is. So, but there's things that I know I'm going to have to part with, but I'm not going to part with my art and things like this painting there. That weighs almost nothing, and actually, somebody tried to throw that out. Uh, and this thing here, this art, I'm not parting with. And want to see? Speaking of art, want to see something I did in Los Angeles many, many moons ago? And that was actually done on the back of a notebook. But I used a canvas, a flat canvas, as a frame. Oh boy. Oh, here's a second uh manger scene that my sister friends gave me last year. I think I'm too irreverent for their sensibilities, though. I think I made a lot of people mad at me last year when I had a chance to go to Washington, D.C. for an event, and I was totally going to go there for selfish purposes. I was going to use that trip as an excuse to drop off a Christmas package to my dear friends there, and I, of course, was going to smoke some weed and do whatever. And in retrospect, considering the size of the crowds that were going to be there, it probably would have been problematic. And anyway, you have to realize whenever you're any kind of a public figure, even if you're just a lowly little YouTuber, the more of a profile you get of any kind, the more attention you're going to draw, and you're going to find enemies that are going to be watching your stuff, just waiting to catch you say the wrong thing, and they will be quick to bring you to the attention of the people who will be pissed off, and there can be all kinds of repercussions. So that's why I always feel a little bit, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but yeah, sometimes when I know that I have local people that are watching me, because you just don't know who's a friend and who's a foe, and whether you're going to say something to somebody that you think can be trusted and whether it's going to be used against you. You just never know. It's something you have to keep in mind. So, but let me put this manger scene back up. Maybe it'll stop falling down all the time. Oh, I found out that I hadn't lost the Jesus. The Jesus is built into the creche. It's not just, they're not separate. So no, I didn't lose anything. The lamb, one wise man, two wise men. Oops. I find on the ground a third wise man. And there's a camel on the ground. So, whoops. And so you end up having a game year round. Sometimes we didn't put this back, and these things would always be falling down. As you could see, because this is where the power strip is to so many things. Whenever you're pulling something out, then people fall down from the manger scene. So, all right. Well, it's now 1:25 in the morning. It'd probably be a good idea for me to plug this in so that the battery doesn't totally go dead and then catch me by surprise. That would totally suck. So, gonna take my hat off. I don't know what we're gonna do as far as this Christmas season here. Usually a year I would have gone to my first holiday party by now, but if there are parties going on, they are low key. And there are people are having things, but I don't know how they're going to do it and not run afoul of the governor's rules, where you're not supposed to have more than 10 people indoors and you're not supposed to have more than 25 people in a gathering outside. That said, if those are really the rules, then how are people having any kind of public events at all? I don't understand. So, but I haven't been on the boardwalk since, I bet it's been close to a month. I really just have not been out. But I think in the next couple of days, I'm going to need to. I know I'm going to have to make that appointment with Best Buy. And I have a couple of cash out slips from Tropicana that I've been wanting to run up there. And just right now, it's so cold. I just really dread. Usually by the time I'm all dressed up and have all my makeup on and everything, it's usually past midnight. And it's really, 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 really cold. It's so cold you actually don't have a whole bunch of gangs hanging out outside right now. But that said, sometimes you'll be surprised. It'll be really crappy out there and they'll still be out there trying to make their money. And then on the weekends, you still, even though there's nothing's technically open, really. I mean, aside from, yes, the casinos are open and stuff, but I mean, as far as nothing is normal. But on the weekends, you still have a lot of noise out there and stuff. So obviously, some people are still doing some kind of whooping it up. So, yeah. All right. I'm not going to have this go on too long. I think you guys got the gist of things. Now I have to think about what I'm going to do for my next filming day. But anyway, at least you got some more Christmas things to look at, and you got to see my cats, and I got to touch base with you all. I really do need to call Best Buy. Hopefully, maybe I'll do it tomorrow because I realize the sooner I set up that appointment, the sooner I get my Lenovo fixed, and also then I'll be able to get more work done. I really need to, but I do need to find out more about Patreon, see if it will be worth it my setting up something. Because the thing is, if I do a Patreon, then I'm going to have to do more filming just for that. And as it is, coming up with 3 new pieces of video entertainment a week for my schedule, my Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday schedule, and I don't want to screw that up. And there have been times when either I'm having computer problems, or there have been a couple of times when I felt that I had to take what they now call a mental health day. This COVID thing is really has so many things that make things get to you and me and everything. And sometimes you just have to take time to take care of oneself in whatever way. Right now, a cup of hot tea is kind of calling my name, and I would like to smoke some pot. And I sure don't want to make a mistake of doing that on camera and cause a lot of problems with YouTube and stuff. So, you guys have a good night. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to, you ought to subscribe. Join me on my adventures. The cats will be very entertaining. And maybe I will too. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.